What's up everyone, it's Michaela, your local Charleston realtor, and today we're going to be talking about all the things to do in Charleston. Whether you're moving here in 3 weeks or 3 months, I'm more than happy to help you make the smooth move to the low country. There is truly so much to do here and so much to explore, and today we're going to go over some of the super fun things that you need to make sure that you do whether you are visiting here or moving here. First things first, we're gonna start off with the food. It is definitely a well-known fact that Charleston has an incredible food scene. One of my favorites is Snob. It's located on Broad Street and it stands for slightly north of Broad, but it's a sister restaurant to Hall's, but it's essentially an elevated steakhouse. They have a variety of things on their menu, so whether you're craving seafood or a steak, they have you covered. There's also the Ordinary if you're craving oysters or like a seafood tower. It's a really great place just to get some really fresh local seafood. And there's also Lewis Barbecue, where the brisket and the ribs will literally melt in your mouth. If you're looking for some more food recommendations, I actually made a video on some of the best restaurants in Charleston, and I will link that video right above, so definitely check that one out. Next up are our beaches. Charleston has amazing beaches. We actually have 5 main barrier islands, and you guessed it, I actually made a video on that as well. If you'd like to go into more depth on each beach, I will link that right above. But what's really cool is that every beach is just so different from the rest. They all offer a different vibe and a different environment, so just depending on what it is that you mesh with, there's definitely a beach that you will vibe with the most. You could definitely check out Sullivan's Island and take a beautiful stroll along the coast. This island is actually very, very rich in history, so you can visit Fort Moultrie, which is a fort that dates all the way back to the American Revolution and is actually a national park. So it's right next to the beach, so you can take some time and learn about Charleston's history and about how it became what it is today, and then head to the beach for a beach day. And its next door neighbor is Isle of Palms, so you could definitely hit both of these beaches. You can visit really cool beach bars like the Windjammer and go for a boardwalk stroll at the pier, or just go and see the beautiful homes that are on this island. Or you can head to Folly Beach for some surfing and more of an energetic nightlife. If you're feeling more adventurous, you could take a boat cruise or a harbor cruise. So they actually run boat cruises to Fort Sumter, which is a little off of the coast in our harbor. And again, there's a ton of history here. This is where the first shots of the Civil War were fired. So it's a very unique place to go and see, and it just holds so much history of Charleston. There are also harbor cruises that you can take. So we have sunset cruises, dinner cruises. There's also a ferry that you can take, and it stops by the South Carolina Aquarium. It goes by the waterfront park downtown and Patriots Point. So you could park at either one of these places and then take the ferry to a different part of town and just enjoy a little bit of time on the water. Another really cool place to head to is White Point Gardens downtown. We also call this the Battery, so this is a really great sunset spot, but you can just walk alongside the waterfront, and there's also a lot of history here as well. Lots of pirate history, Civil War history. It's within walking distance to Rainbow Row, so it's definitely a really great location. You can have a picnic here. There's a really big gazebo in the middle of White Point Gardens, and a lot of weddings are held here. It's just really beautiful, very serene and peaceful, and again, it's just such a vital part of Charleston's history. And located just a little bit outside of Charleston is Cypress Gardens. So this is where the infamous Notebook scene was filmed, and you can actually recreate your own Notebook scene if you will. You're able to rent boats here, and you can just paddle through the marsh and enjoy the oaks and just all of the natural flora and fauna that is native to the low country, and it's just absolutely serene. It's so peaceful, incredibly magical, just to feel like you're actually in the movie. It's just a really great thing to do if you're here visiting Charleston, or if you just moved here and want to do something outside and something a little bit different. Definitely a very Instagram worthy spot. Going along with Cypress Gardens, don't forget to check out our plantations, which are absolutely breathtaking. So we have Magnolia Plantation, Middleton Place, Drayton Hall. I know McLoy Plantation is on James Island, and they are all just so beautiful. They hold so much history. You can explore some of the plantation homes on the grounds here. It's a really great way to see our wildlife. Just be careful of the alligators. If you don't bother them, they will not bother you, but just be aware if you're near a marsh or anything. they do linger. And there's also Boone Hall Plantation in Mount Pleasant, and a lot of these plantations hold events. Like Boone Hall, for instance, they have the Strawberry Festival, they have the Pumpkin Patch every year, they have Fright Night. I know Magnolia Plantation, they have a chocolate walk around Valentine's Day. I would definitely just check out the plantations themselves, but also check out the events that they hold there because it's just a really great way to enjoy the plantation. There's also the Angel Oak on Johns Island. So this is an oak tree that is believed to be about 500 years old, and it's about 65 feet tall, and it shades about 17,000 square feet, which is insane. It is just something that you will not see anywhere else. It's incredibly magical, and it's just crazy to think of how old this tree is. I would definitely make sure to set aside time to go visit the Angel Oak tree just to appreciate it and how majestic that it truly is. Another way to really enjoy our waterways and enjoy just being outside here is to go kayaking or paddleboarding at Shim Creek. So this is also a really great sunset spot, but this is also where dolphins are seen quite a bit. So you will see a ton of our native wildlife in its natural habitat. Charleston also has some really beautiful museums. So we have the Charleston Museum on Meeting Street, and this is one of the oldest museums in the United States. And there's dozens of artifacts here and just really neat things that you won't see anywhere else that really go through the history of Charleston. If you love art, there's a lot of hole-in-the-wall art galleries here, but the most infamous one is the Gibbs Museum of Art. And here at the Gibbs Museum of Art, you can just peruse and just appreciate and admire the historic contemporary artwork. There's also guided home tours that you can take, like the Nathaniel Russell House, which is a very ornate 18th century home. Also, don't forget to check out Rainbow Row, which is definitely one of Charleston's most iconic Instagram-worthy spots. So this is a row of 13 Georgian-style homes from the 1700s, and they're all pastel colors, and they actually weren't originally these colors, so they became very ran down after the Civil War, and a lady named Dorothy and her husband came in and bought a section of them, and they actually painted their home pink, and the neighbors followed suit and painted their homes pastel as well. So it's a very cute little tidbit of our history here, and they just are beautiful with the trees in front and just add such a charm to the city. So definitely make sure you check these out while you're downtown. For all of my shopping lovers, make sure you check out King Street, which is our shopping district in downtown. There are so many boutiques and so many stores down here. There's candle shops, there's Anthropologie, there's Urban Outfitters, there's a Target, there's the Charleston Place, which has Louis Vuitton, Kate Spade. There's a lot of local restaurants here as well. There's just so much to explore, so if you love shopping, this is definitely the place to be. And very close to King Street is Market Street, which is where our Charleston City Market is located. So this in itself is very historical, and this is where you can buy local sweetgrass baskets, check out local art and local jewelry, local fashion, all the things at Charleston. This is where you go to find those things. If you're looking for some really fun things to do at nighttime, you can check out any of our rooftop bars. The Pavilion is really beautiful and has great views of downtown. There's also restaurants and bars that do have live music and also have their own events. But one of my favorite things to do at nighttime in downtown Charleston is to take a ghost tour. So if you are a paranormal lover and you are just so intrigued by that spiritual side of things, definitely check out some of the ghost tours that we have here. So there's the walking cemetery tour, which you can check out a lot of our cemeteries that date all the way back to like the 16 or 1700s. One of my favorite tours that they have is the Old City Jail, and this is unlike any place that you will go into. It is very eerie, and you can just feel the energy here. It's actually believed this is where the first female serial killer was held before she was hung, Lavinia Fisher. So yeah, there's that. There's a lot of spooky stories that go on there. I've had my own spooky encounters, and I honestly would highly recommend checking that out if that is something that you're interested in. If not, you can do one of the horse carriage tours during the day as well. Those are very cool and just a way to feel like you're back in the 1800s going down the cobblestone streets in Charleston, South Carolina. Plus, what an authentic way to explore the city, right? So there you have it, all of the fun in Charleston. If I missed anything in the list, please leave it in the comments down below. I really hope that you got some really fun ideas from this, and if you did, please let me know. And if you have any questions about buying, selling, investing, or just Charleston in general, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I am more than happy to help. I love my city, I am a native here, and I would love nothing more than to help you make a smooth move here. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.